Once upon a time, in a lush green valley, surrounded by tall mountains, there was a small pond. This pond was home to many creatures, but none as determined as Freddie, a little green frog with big dreams. While the other frogs were content hopping around the pond and catching flies, Freddie wanted more. I want to see the world beyond this pond, Freddie told his friends one sunny morning. Why leave? Asked Penny, an older frog lounging on a lily pad. The world is big and dangerous. This pond is safe. But there's so much out there to explore, Freddie said, his eyes sparkling with excitement. His friends laughed and said he was foolish to even think about leaving. Freddie didn't let their teasing bother him. Deep down, he knew he was meant for something greater. One day, after a heavy rainstorm, the water in the pond began to rise. A strong current formed, and before Freddie could react, he was swept away through a stream leading out of the pond. Help! He croaked, tumbling through the rushing water. For what felt like hours, Freddie was carried far from home. When the current finally calmed, he found himself in a vast marsh he had never seen before. He was scared, but also curious. This must be the world beyond the pond, he whispered to himself. I've made it this far. I won't give up now. Freddie started hopping through the marsh, facing all kinds of challenges. There were deep mud puddles, tall reeds that blocked his path, and even a heron that tried to snatch him for lunch. But Freddie was clever and quick. He leaped over the mud, squeezed through the reeds, and hid among the lily pads to escape the heron. As days turned into weeks, Freddie grew stronger and braver. He hopped through forests, crossed streams, and climbed small hills, always pushing forward. Along the way, he met other animals, some who doubted him, and others who cheered him on. You are just a little frog, a turtle once said. Why not stay in one place where it is safe? Freddie replied, Because I believe I can do more. I want to see what's possible. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Freddie reached the base of a great mountain. It was the tallest thing he had ever seen. The air was cool, and the peak was hidden in the clouds. You will never climb that, cackled a crow perched on a nearby tree. Freddie looked up at the towering mountain. It was daunting, but something inside him said he had to try. I will try it one hop at a time, he said to himself. The climb was the hardest thing Freddie had ever done. The rocky paths were slippery, and the air grew thinner as he ascended. There were moments when he felt like giving up, but every time doubt crept in, Freddie reminded himself how far he had already come. Finally, after what felt like days, Freddie reached the top. He looked out and gasped. Below him was a breathtaking view of the entire valley, with rivers winding like silver ribbons and forests stretching endlessly. The stars above sparkled brighter than he had ever seen, and for the first time he truly understood the beauty of the world. I did it! I did it! Freddie whispered, tears in his eyes. I never gave up. Word of Freddie's journey spread far and wide. He became an inspiration to creatures everywhere. The frogs back at the pond told his story to their children, teaching them that even the smallest among us can achieve great things if we don't give up. That night, as Freddie rested on the mountain top, he looked up at the stars and felt a deep sense of peace. He had faced his fears, overcome obstacles, and discovered that the world was far more magical than he had ever imagined. Good night, dreamer. Remember Freddy's journey as you close your eyes. No matter how tough the climb, one hop at a time will take you far. Sleep well, and may your dreams be filled with courage, adventure, and the magic of never giving up.